And now you want a trip, cause another brother noticed me. I'm up on him, he up on me. Don't pay him any attention, just crying my tears.
Hey guys, so happy Valentine's Day to lovebirds and to single people out there. I feel this is such a beautiful holiday. I know some of you are looking forward to the day after Valentine's Day where you get the 50% off discounts. Some of you may be excited, some of you may be like, it's such an overrated holiday. I, however, am really excited to share with you about how I found Valentine's Day to be a very, very special holiday, even when I was single. So, backing up a little bit, ever since I was 13, I have always been in a relationship. So basically, I guess you can say I tried finding my identity, through relationships, through my girlfriends, even through my jobs at times. So basically, in essence, I think the longest I had been not in a relationship during that time was 6 months. So basically, I always had a boyfriend, I guess you can say, growing up. But there came to a point to where I was 23 years old, and I had just gotten out of a 6.5 relationship. And what do you think I do? I jump into another relationship, and that guy at the time was in a long-term relationship as well. So basically, I just remember being, very unhappy. I remember using my waitressing tip money to get drinks and stuff for a few months. So I was hitting up the bars, and again, I was just trying to fulfill this huge void that I had, and I was just really in a deep, I guess, depressing state. I had broken up with this guy, and whatever our relationship was or wasn't, but I just remember really falling into, again, just a deep, dark state of mind. I was in college at the time, so I didn't go to classes. I do remember waiting for my roommate to leave. This was on February 24th of 2009. And I remember waiting for my roommate to leave, and I knew I wasn't going to school. And I just remember picking myself up from the bed, and I literally felt like my bones were so weak. I couldn't even pick myself up to stand on my own 2 feet to walk to the bathroom. So I remember crawling to the bathroom and getting myself up on the toilet to be able to sit down and turn around. And then I remember crawling back to bed, and I just remember I couldn't sleep. My mind, again, was just in a daze. I was that type of person where I like to see myself, in a few years. I like to fantasize. I like to dream. But basically, again, I was just in that moment where I couldn't move forward with my life. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I didn't even know who Melanie Faith Cruz was at the time. So I remember I couldn't go to sleep, so I remember crawling out into the living room, getting up on the couch, turning on the TV, just my mind. I couldn't, engage in anything or focus in any television show whatsoever. So that was the moment where I just had my breakthrough. I remember over the years, I had always envisioned God, and I always felt God on my heart, but I never, opened the door to let him in, so to speak. I always felt that it was like a desperate call or a desperate measure, but I think that's one of the most beautiful things about God's love is he wants us to come to him heavy burden. He wants us to come to him with our worries. He wants us to come to him desperately, and that's exactly what I did. And I remember, falling from the couch down on the floor, just crying, and just allowing God, just to come into my life, saying, God, for years I've struggled to find who I was, whether if it was in relationships, again, whether if it was in my jobs, whether if it was, with my girlfriends. I became, within that surreal moment, it was such a supernatural moment that I can't even begin to explain until this day. God was just, coming into my heart and just really just touching every wound. It was one of the most beautiful, beautiful moments to this day, again, that I still can't even begin to comprehend nor explain. But I feel like I was just a whole new person. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't sad. I wasn't sorrowful. I wasn't in so much pain, that I had so many years. It's just my soul, I felt was just coming alive. I felt my heart just rejoicing. And it was just like an essence of just this overwhelming peace that was, coming upon me in my life. And it was that day when I was first introduced to Jeremy Camp's music. I was listening to Christian music on Pandora, and just all I wanted to do was just, be in God's presence. And Within a few months, I ended up getting myself out of my apartment that I was living because it just brought back way too many memories, and I ended up moving with a lady in Chico, California who had been renting out rooms in her house out in the orchards. And it was one of the most beautiful times that I got to have, again, just getting to know who I was, not in anybody else, but getting to know who I was and my identity in Christ's eyes. And it was just, I just remember, reflecting back in the mornings before I had school or before I had work, I would go out and she had one of those rocking benches. And I just go out there early in the mornings with a hoodie on and I have my Bible and my journal, and I would just pray and just really just pour, my heart and my soul into God's presence and reading His Word and learning about Him and talking to Him and just seeing, the sun come up. It was seriously one of the most beautiful, beautiful moments that I had, when I was single. And I remember too, whether I be running, for blocks or a mile, I might have my music on. I have my Jimmy Cam music on, my Christian rock music. I would take nice bike rides. And again, I was just really getting to know who I was, and I felt so, it was such a liberating feeling. I felt so free. I was engaging back, with my girlfriends from, high school, so it was really such a most beautiful time in my life. I remember moving back temporarily with my parents because, I had these childhood dreams to fulfill and these childhood dreams to chase. And so I saved up enough money, and that's when I made my move to Los Angeles in January 2010. Again, God was just continuing to bless me. I had moved in with a Christian woman who, again, had this beautiful home, and I was also renting out rooms to college girls. So within the first week or two, I booked my first commercial print modeling gig, and then another modeling gig came. So at that moment, I feel that's another vlog in itself. But again, it was just me and God, God and I, and it was one of the most. I was single for nearly 2 years, so it was one of the most beautiful things that I could just share, with all you single women out there who, were discouraged because, oh, I hate Valentine's Day, I hate love, or, I wish I had somebody. To me, being single, even on Valentine's Day, was one of the most beautiful, beautiful moments of my life that I can, again, just to continue to reflect back on. Even my first Valentine's Day, I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling a little bit. I remember being down, I just gotten off work, and I remember reaching out to my mom and I was crying, and I just remember saying, Mom, why is this so hard? I know I'm used to having a boyfriend at this time, and there was my beautiful mom with her, just her soft, gentle, angelic voice just telling me, baby girl, give it to God. God has somebody out there for you. You just gotta remain to be patient and firm in His faith. And I got off the phone, and I was just singing His praises. I was talking to God, just saying, I know you have somebody out there for me, so let me enjoy my time, just with me, with Melanie, but to also enjoy my time with you. So basically, I felt, in that essence, God was my Valentine. He was the love of my life. He was my Prince of Peace. He was the one that was just continuing to keep me moving forward, because again, most of my life, I always had relationships. But now I was having one of the most best relationship of my life. It was a personal relationship with Jesus. And so basically, I like to say, we took trips together. Jesus would put something upon my heart to take myself out, get a nice hotel room in San Diego and go to the beach. And so I like to, take myself out on nice trips, whether it be once a month or once every 2 months. That was really sentimental to me, taking myself out to nice dinners, taking myself out to the beach. Lord knows water is very important to me. Something that my dad continues to remind me is that water brings life. And so it is very, very vital to me that I need to have water nearby where I live, because that's where I go to spend my quality time with God. It's my safe haven. It's my secret, hiding place, what I like to call it. But I feel, again, girls, I know it's so hard for us, especially, we're being single, and some of us are like, I like being single. Some of us are like, what, Lord, where's my future man? But really, when you just take the time to continue to get to know yourself, who you are in God's eyes, just the true beauty of your heart. And I know how hard it can be. I know how impatient we can be, but it's just the most beautiful feeling in the world is truly finding wholeness and being single through Christ's eyes. And I feel that's truly a gift in itself, which is why I have this cute little gift box. But it's just beautiful moments like these girls. And again, with journal writing, I know I'm so big on journal writing. I'm one I've been falling short lately, but journal writing is so important. You know, you get to go back and reflect back over years of whether if it was you being single or if it was you struggling with something, and you realize how much you've grown in that, and you realize, especially if you know you're a firm believer in God, and even if you're not, you just get to know, you know, the growth that that moment that you had, or that struggle. Oh my gosh, like, God, you brought me through it. And again, I just wanted to, you know, I just felt it upon my heart to just share something again with how single was such a beautiful time for me. And getting to know like my strengths, getting to know my weaknesses, and overcoming those weaknesses by, you know, God's power and strength. And to just really just explore new things, you know, new hobbies. I always thought growing up I could never be single. I was always that kind of girl, and I even admitted that so many times to people. I was always that kind of girl where I always needed a man, or where I was always in a relationship, because that was me. That's not how God wants, you know, me to be, I know. And again, it just took me years to realize that, you know, as my husband, or as my brother, who's another role model in my life, and he's brought this up in a recent video of his, is we have a choice, you know. It took me 24 years to choose to want to live my life for God. And I'm thankful that I made that choice. You know, I'm not perfect. I fall short, but I'm just so thankful for God's grace and love that keeps me up and that keeps me going. And you see I'm choking up because I'm trying not to cry. I want to, you know, continue to get through this, and just to, again, encourage you women out there who are just single, just to embrace being single, embrace the fullness of being whole, and to just continue to talk to God. You know, you don't need to get down on your knees and pray. You know, I know it's something I like to do, but sometimes I just like to talk to God through the music I listen to. I like to talk to Him through my journal writing. I like to talk to Him. I'm so thankful for a loving and supportive husband. He knows how precious my time is with God, so he encourages me. This is one thing I love about the East Coast, is we live 10 minutes away from Connecticut state line, so I can make a drive out to Connecticut and go to this Goodwill store that I love, and my husband is so supportive and so encouraging on that, you know, to allow me just to take a nice 45-minute, hour drive to spend time with God, to talk to God. And again, I'm sorry if I feel like I'm just babbling, because this is just something that's just been so special to me, and I feel that it's also prepared me for, you know, my husband. And I'm so thankful that God brought Spencer into my life. Even though when I first met my husband, I kind of felt it was a little too soon, because again, for almost those 2 years of being single, I was so used to being in my own comfort of just having life being about me and God. And I'm thankful that, again, for my husband, who just broke down every barrier that I had, and just for God allowing him to come into my life to show me and to tell me nearly every day how beautiful I am, that I'm worthy, that I'm valuable, and that he loves me. And that's something for me that I can't wait for all those single women out there who are watching that want that, because it's not in our timing, it's in God's timing. And that is something that I can't wait for all of you just to experience, because this is something I pray for, believe it or not, nearly every day for you single girls out there. I have a few girlfriends who are single, just to keep holding on, keep being patient, keep pressing into God, because it's so important, it's so vital, and you will see the true gift, and what a blessing it is to truly wait for the man of your dreams to come into your life. With that said, just wanted to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. With my blog, with time and persisting with the job that I have, I'm not sure if I'm going to be having daily postings this week, but hopefully this vid will be enough. I don't know, we'll see. If you see postings, that's great, then you'll know that I had time. But I just want to take the time to, you know, reach out to everybody out there to say I love you, and I hope you're doing well. And again, I'm just thankful, you know, for this holiday, and for Valentine's Day, and for spending it with my husband, but to also have my heart and my thoughts to think about all you single women out there, even all you single guys out there if you're watching. But again, I'm just truly thankful for the gift of love, and the moment that I can just embrace it and to be able to express it, you know, about God and just about people. And I just wanted again to take the time to say thank you. I love you. Please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Alright, happy Valentine's Day. Love you. Bye.